Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Coach Doc. We're back with another video, and today is the debut video for Sam Ehlinger. Debuted for the Indianapolis Colts at the starting quarterback position against the Washington Commanders. It didn't go as well though because the Commanders let them. Well, the Colts let them down. It was a close game. Just couldn't pull it out at the end. I kind of lost my voice if you can't tell, but I mean, I enjoyed Sam Ehlinger's debut. I don't know about everybody else, but I think he played a pretty decent game. Besides the fumble, which was self-explanatory. I mean, it's his first starting time at QB for the Colts. He was scrambling and then tried to switch hands with the football, and it just decided to fall out. It was Halloween weekend. It was a spooky night, and the Colts just couldn't seem to get it done on Ring of Honor night, might I add. So I got this nice poster, Tari Glenn's Ring of Honor. They were handing these out to every Colts fan that walked in the arena. Like I said, a lot of former Colts players was there. Peyton Manning, Edgerrin James, Reggie Wayne, Ryan Dim, Marlon Jackson, Jeff Saturday, Dallas Clark. A lot of former Colts players was there. Jim Irsay was there. He gave a speech. But there's this stat out there that says that the Colts have a hard time winning on Ring of Honor nights, and they had another night when they just couldn't seem to get it done. It was unfortunate, but it is what it is at the end of the day. But again, this team is not for any type of expectations moving forward. With Sam Ehlinger being a quarterback, like I said, the situation was just to see the young guys develop at this point. But Sam Ehlinger played a pretty decent game. His mobility to move out of the pocket, to scramble, get open, make plays out of nothing. The offensive line still terrible, but him being able to improvise was a huge key for this game to watch. Like I said, it's only his first game, so we got to give it time. But I think he played a pretty decent game of football, in my opinion, personally. So I enjoyed it. Like you can see, I'm not at home right now. I'm still in Indy, but it was a good game to watch for sure. I mean, we could have got the dub, but this was a homecoming game for Terry McLaurin. And at the end of the game, he went up there and got that jump ball against Gilmore, which was a very good contest from Stephon Gilmore. You can't take it away from him. He played a pretty decent game. It was a terrible throw from Taylor Heineke, but I mean Terry was down there in 1-on-1 and he got the upper hand of it. It looked like Gilmore had it as an interception, but Scary Terry just took it right out of his hands, man. I mean, it's nothing else you can do about that. It was a crazy situation, but Kenny Moore showed up a little bit. Shaquille Leonard's debut, returning back to the game, to the team. So from that injury, but he got an interception, man. The crowd went crazy once he caught it. I mean, it was a good play. But the defense, they played lights out. They did what they had to do until the end of the game. They just disappeared and fell off, just flat out collapsed. DeForest Buckner had a pretty decent game. Grover Stewart had an amazing game. Yannick Ngakoue got a sack. Tyquan Lewis got hurt. He was having a great game before he went down. I just want to point that out. Michael Pittman Jr. caught a very he had a pretty decent game. I would say personally, at the end of the game when he dropped that pass that could have put us close to field goal position, was very unfortunate. The crowd hated it, man. They were so in shock when he dropped that football. It was bad. But moving forward, Naheem Hines caught a touchdown. It was nice to see him get involved. Alec Pierce had himself a day. He's going to be a very good player moving forward for the Colts. So always look out for Alec Pierce. Him and Sam Ehlinger is going to be a very nice duo. Jonathan Taylor still can't seem to figure it out. That ankle is still bothering him. He had a few spurts in the first quarter, but after that, he just went invisible, and the crowd hated it, man. They really did. They did not like the run game at all. It's like every time they run, they was just running straight up the middle, and nothing was open. I would have loved to see some more outside run plays, but it just wasn't there. Paris Campbell had himself a very good game. Paris Campbell's having a good season so far. It's good to see him healthy and out there playing good football. The crowd loved him. That wide receiver sweep when he just took it, man, he was gone. Paris Campbell is a very fast wide receiver in person. If you've never been to Lucas Oil and you get a chance to eventually go up there one day, it's going to be worth it, especially watching these guys. We have a talented roster. We really do. But it just comes down to like coaching and everything else. Like the game plan for the offensive side was just not doing any wonders at all. It really wasn't. And for the defensive side, like they were playing to the sticks. They wasn't trying to give up anything big, but I think we seem to forget like when you're trying to play to not give up big plays and you're trying to get them to throw it short, you can still make a big play out of short passes. So Gibson from the Commanders, man, he was wide open the whole game. The whole game. I don't remember a play where Gibson didn't get at least 5 yards. He was just in and out of the holes, man, just getting open every time. It was just crazy to watch for sure, man. I don't know the game plan for the Colts defense, but I mean, they can't have that happen every week, especially with the upcoming schedule who we got to play, like Saquon, and then you got Pollard. This from the Cowboys. It's just going to be a rough stretch. It really is. But I mean, that's up to the Colts if they want to try to contend or anything. But if they're tanking for a pick or whatever you want to call it, they're just planning not to lose, air quotes. But if they're doing that, then that's up to them. But I mean, again, in general, special teams played a pretty decent game. I seen Isaiah Rodgers senior on the field. Brandon Faison had a few snaps. I didn't see Nick Cross out there. I seen him suited up, but I didn't see him on the field. Neither did I really see Julian Blackman. I'll have to look at the snap count, but for sure they were on the sideline most of the game. Faison had like one snap or two, if I'm not mistaken, but I rarely seen Nick Cross and Julian Blackman out there. It was suited up though, and Shaquille Leonard was on a snap count, so I think it was like 20 snaps. But hey, they got to go out there and play football at the end of the day. At the end of the day, this was just for Sam Ehlinger personally. But Sam Ehlinger had a pretty decent outing. Like the crowd was electric from the beginning to the end watching Sam Ehlinger play football, man. You couldn't tell that crowd nothing. As soon as he took that first snap and he made Payne, I think that was Payne or Allen, one of them tried to get him and he just evaded him and he made him slide and pretty much broke his ankles. The crowd was in love with Sam Ehlinger whenever he got the football. The fumble was unfortunate. It is what it is at the end of the day with that, but they weren't too mad about it. But they loved every single play from Sam Ehlinger. They really did. The Jonathan Taylor fumble was just inexcusable. I don't know. Like he was doing a spin move and then the ball just flipped up in the air. Usually fumbles like land to the ground, but this one flipped up in the air. Like the crowd was done with Jonathan Taylor, man. It really was. I wanted to see more Jackson, but I think I only seen one snap from Jackson when he got the inside run. Again, the inside run just got stuffed. And then the other thing, the offensive line and the penalties, man. The penalties, they missed the penalty on Alec Pierce. They didn't call it defensive pass interference when that could have been in touchdown territory. So they took us points away from that. Matt Pryor should not be on the roster after this upload. He shouldn't. He should be on the up. Like that holding call on that 15-yard run from Sam Ehlinger, I kid you not. I seen him holding since this ball was snapped. The ball was snapped, and he was holding from that point until Sam Ehlinger went loose. And the ref was right next to him. And he did not let up on the hold call. He should not be on the roster anymore. I'm sorry. Like, I know he got things personal and everything. But as an NFL player on the NFL team, it's too many excuses. You can't make an excuse for him every week. Like, we understand the situation he had at first, moving from left tackle to right guard. But at this point, you can't make an excuse for it anymore. You really can't. So, like, Pryor has to be gone. He has to be. I mean, it's just inexcusable. He had that false start, and then he had that holding call. But Quentin Nelson had a holding call as well at the end of the game. It's just the offensive line just because it's like no matter who's at quarterback, no matter who's there, it's the same issues with the team. It's the same issues no matter who it is at quarterback. And it's like you got to look in the mirror. Management has to look and see the issues are continuing no matter who's at the quarterback. Like the fumbling issues, everything is still there because you have the same problems on the roster. It's just like you can't keep blaming the quarterback as a scapegoat. You got to look at the team in general. You got to look at the coaching staff from the front office to the coaching staff, then to the players. Like that's how you got to look at the issues. And it's unfortunate. Like Sam Ehlinger's opportunity was just wasted like that. But like I said, it's only their debut. We're not holding this team to expectations anymore. We're just looking for the experience to see who we're going to keep moving forward and who we're going to get rid of in the future. But like I said, the team played their hearts out. They just fell short at the end. It is what it is at the end of the day. But you guys let me know your thoughts about Sam Ehlinger's debut. Could they have won the game? Who did you like? Who you didn't like? Let me know all these things. This is Marcus, and until next time, you can coach a shop.